Hi, this is Chris Miller with the Urban Artist Market, and as you know, I like to introduce new artists every show, and I brought in Anne Gaines. She does an art form that I'm unfamiliar with, but I love it. I think it's beautiful, and reduction linocut.
Yes,
I got it
yay.
Right. Okay, so what is reduction linocut?
It's a type of printmaking, and I'll use this to help describe the process. I start with a very detailed drawing on a piece of linoleum, and then the first thing I do...
But this isn't kitchen linoleum, it's
actually artist linoleum.
Artist linoleum, yeah. Okay.
And so I'll carve out the areas that are going to remain white, the paper color. So on this one I carved out the background and part of the flowers, and then printed red. And since I'm going to go back and recarve that linoleum, I printed all 15 of the originals at one time.
So it's like a limited edition?
Yes,
okay.
Limited edition of original prints. And once the red ink dried on those, I went back and carved the linoleum again, the same piece, and just carved out everything that's going to stay red, the cap nose, the flowers, and then printed green on top of the red.
So she's building up the layers on top of other layers and letting certain things peep through.
Yes, exactly.
And I imagine that's really hard to keep track of mentally.
You just have to pay attention.
Paying attention is a good thing.
Yes, and then the last thing I did was carve out all the green areas, the cat eyes and the leaves, and then printed black on top of that, and there's the final piece.
I think it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
And I love it. I love the warmth of it because each one is individual and unique. You'll see some of the ink slide a little bit. There's a little bit of movement in there.
Yes, exactly.
And what I like the most is she does a lot with cats, as you can see, and big seller. It's going to be very popular on the show floor. What else did you bring here?
This is another reduction linocut. It's a piece that has 9 printings, so it's a little more complicated. Bigger
So
piece.
9 inks.
Yes, 9 different layers. Yes.
Wow.
So
I love the blue of the butterfly and,
thank you.
And the detail of this piece. I had a white cat when I was growing up, so.
Yes, and this is actually a blue-eyed cat, even though her eyes are closed. So it's a matching cat and butterfly.
It's interesting how artists have stories that we tie into
Yes.
our work, and even though we don't see the eye color, those are blue eyes.
They are, I'm telling you.
That's so. And so Anne has been working with something new here that came from working at a show. So what is this
Yes.
piece?
So about 10 years ago, I started bringing my printing plates to art festivals to help describe the process to patrons. And invariably someone would come up and walk right over to the printing plate and want to buy it. And I was like, no, that's a printing plate, that's not for sale. So, but my husband, being the smart man that he is, said, you might want to think about carving pieces.
If someone buys it, you should sell it.
Exactly.
I'm not used to selling my tools, but but that's really neat. So
Yes.
this is actually a board that you would have normally used for this process.
That's correct. I did not do any printing from this, but it's a similar process. I draw a detailed drawing, carve out the areas that I want with the texture in them. You know, I pay close attention to my carving strokes.
So it gives you a little more control of that depth
Yes.
than the print.
And then hand color and seal, and it's
Isn't that beautiful? I mean, you can see the detail on this image, and we'll show a few pieces at the end, but I love the warmth of it, and I love your color choices.
Thank you.
So
I have a lot of fun.
Look for Anne at the show in October 11th and 12th, Urban Artist Market, and we are going to have a great time, so I look forward to seeing you there.
Glad to be there.
Thanks.